Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day, recording here today from Ville de Montréal, Quebec. We are up to now to the sixth reason why adults are disconnected from selves that causes so many issues. Before I started to record the series, I thought there was a few reasons, but as I record and as my nature, my brain works, the more I talk, the more is revealed, and yeah. So we have a sixth reason, and the sixth reason is as following. Parents tend to micromanage their children. Not all parents, many. And usually it's going to be those parents that they were micromanaged as child, and they are convinced that this is what good parents do to keep their parents safe. So they would, even at an older age, in various safe communities where the child is 10, they would walk their child to their friend's house, and just so much of the child does, as the term is used, that parents are a helicopter parents. They're constantly hovering over in the name of security. And we could spend a whole series of explaining why parents do it, the purpose behind it, and scientifically in great detail why it does the total reverse. So very briefly, when a child is micromanaged, besides that they hate it because humans want to have the sense of freedom. And I understand the child at the age of 2 and 3 can't really afford that age of freedom. They might end up in very dangerous places between dangerous people. So at that age, very gently, we do micromanage, and perhaps it's important to micromanage when they're at that age. But as they get older, we got to move further and further away. And there's one thing that I love to watch between many animals, but specifically something we could all watch, is the ducks when they have these little tiny baby chicks. And I love it. I love the science. I love the nature. I love the biology. And when they're just tiny chicks, you can actually measure how close they are to mom. A week later, you'll notice they're all together and they're always chasing mom, but they're already 3 inches behind. And 2 months later, you will notice they're 4 feet behind. And then at a certain age, poof. And there's a certain natural instinct that the babies know how close to be. There's an inner knowledge, and that works with humans as well. So for example, when I was, give or take, the age of 10, 11, I knew that I could get onto my bike without a phone, without a beeper even. The beepers were in the late 80s and 90s. Yeah, look it up online what a beeper is if you don't remember those days. And I used to take my bike to go to unknown territories, but I wasn't scared because I knew the main streets. So if I get lost, I just hit any main street. I knew how to get home. So it was very different neighborhoods. It was miles away from my house. And although my parents are human and made many mistakes and did things wrong based on the knowledge they had, there was one amazing thing that they really did right, that they gave me the space and did not micromanage. So when I would come home from school, I'll tell my mom, see you, I'll be back in 2-3 hours. And that was it. Oh my gosh, I don't know, really? I don't know. Well, I'll explain a bit more soon. Now, of course, things could go wrong, but when you micromanage a child, there's not an 80 or 92% things that will go wrong. There's 100% chance that things will go wrong. Not because I read it somewhere, and not because I have a theory, or not because I have an idea, or not because I studied in science. Because for 30 years, I deal with this stuff. I deal with individuals in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s that have these issues. And let me continue next week. What happened when I was not micromanaged? And what happened when I went to explore the world? And what happened at a young age of 10? I was in various neighborhoods, all alone, without the protection. What actually did happen to me as a result? Please check in next week, and I'll be glad to continue the sixth reason of why we disconnect from ourselves, which is micromanaging our children. Until then, please always do remember that you are way greater than you think you are.